Hello guys, as promised, here is my full review of the Lenovo Ideapad 5 15-inch version. Before we start out with the true review, I just want you to keep in mind that at the time making this video I only had this laptop for 1 day, so I couldn't test it in all aspects, but I have seen your guys' comments under the last video and I will answer all of them. If there are any questions left unanswered for you after this video, please leave them down below in the comment section. So let's get to this review. Let's start off by talking about the hardware of this laptop. This laptop rocks a brand new Ryzen 5 4600U processor. Nearly no other manufacturer even offers this CPU. The CPU has an integrated Vega 6 graphics unit, which is around 20 to 25% faster than last gen's Vega 8 GPU. This combo is supported by 8 gigs of 3200 MHz dual channel RAM, and for storage it's got a 256 gig Nvme SSD, which is plenty fast and helps the operating system to run smooth all the time. In this case I have installed Windows 10, but out of the box it came with FreeDOS pre-installed, which I opted for at the Lenovo website to save €100 when configuring. The screen on my device is a 1920 by 1080p IPS screen rated at 300 nits of brightness. It's not a touch screen and not the version with extra slim bezels, but it's a great compromise between price and performance. Color accuracy was rated pretty bad by other YouTubers with professional testing equipment, but I don't own such equipment, so we have to trust their word. To my eyes, colors look great and contrasts are strong but not overdone, which is also great. The brightness is good enough so that you can even see what's on the screen in sunlight when you are outside, but there are brighter screens out there. But for €500, which is around 550 bucks, American dollars, you know what I mean, this is great. The keyboard is great also. It gives amazing tactile feedback and is LED backlit. It also includes a numpad, which wouldn't be necessary but a nice inclusion nonetheless. Above the screen is a 720p webcam, which you can cover up by using the security slider. By the way guys, this color is called graphite gray. Above the keyboard there is a fingerprint reader which can be used to unlock the device, and it works surprisingly well and it's pretty quick. The battery is a 57 Wh battery and it holds a charge for quite some time. In high performance mode and at full brightness the battery fuels you with juice for around 7 to 9 hours. When gaming at full brightness the battery life drops down to a little over 2 hours, which is acceptable for such a small laptop. The battery can be charged via USB-C, which is very convenient, and it only has one USB-C port though. There is also a charging port, an HDMI port and a headphone mic combo jack. You get also 2 USB Type-A ports and an SD card reader, which is very convenient for transferring files between my camera and this laptop. Now I want to show you how this thing handles performance-heavy tasks. I chose to test out Rocket League, Overwatch, CSGO and League of Legends to find out what frame rates this laptop would achieve. Spoiler alert, it did fantastic. In Rocket League you can get around 60 frames per second in 1080p on lowest settings, but I would suggest to play in 1600 by 900 to get the extra little performance boost. I would also suggest to cap your frame rate at 60 frames per second so that your GPU isn't at 99% usage all the time, which then helps to prevent thermal throttling. Overwatch is also easily playable in 1080p on low settings with over 60 frames per second. You can achieve over 100 frames per second on a lower resolution, but that doesn't help you as the screen is only 60 Hz. In CSGO you could also easily play in 1080p on lowest settings and achieve over 60 frames per second no problem. League of Legends is no problem for this processor as well. On highest settings in 1080p you can expect around 100 to 160 frames per second, which is phenomenal. I tried Cinebench R20 and the laptop achieved around 2600 points in this test, which is incredibly fast. Even around 15% faster than my gaming PC processor, which is a i7 6700K. but that one only has 4 cores and 8 threads. This one has 6 cores and 12 threads. Editing is also a joy on this device. You don't even get a little lag once when editing a small project in Premiere Pro, but if you are planning to edit big videos, you should opt for the 16GB RAM version. In my case, 8 gigs are plenty. Now let me answer your guys' questions. The first question comes from 90chip. He asks about the thermals while intensive tasks like gaming and editing. In my test, the CPU never went above 70 degrees Celsius, but that's to be expected because the fans start to spin decently loud after some time when doing such performance-intensive tasks. They aren't obnoxiously loud, but I wouldn't want to let them blow in a library. The next question is by StereoTP95 and he asks if I tried charging via a power bank, which display I got, what's the fan noise when editing 1080p video, and if the performance drops when unplugging the device. I didn't try charging it via a power bank, but I don't think that a standard power bank could charge this thing. But I do think that there are special high power delivery power banks out there that you could use to charge this laptop. The display I got is the 1080p IPS display with 3.2mm bezels and without a touch screen. As I said earlier, it has 300 nits of brightness but not great color accuracy. Fan noise when editing 1080p videos is very low because this 6-core processor handles that without a problem. I'm sure you could even edit 4K videos. If you want a special video where I try this laptop's performance in Premiere Pro, let me know in the comment section down below. And to your last question, the performance doesn't change when being unplugged. You can still play all the games mentioned earlier without any performance lost. Next question comes from Dietmar Lienhardt, and he asks me to test League of Legends performance in 1080p on max settings. As I said earlier, the performance in 1080p on max settings is incredible and you can get over 100 frames per second easily, which is more than enough for this display. So guys, that was my review of the Lenovo Ideapad 5 15-inch model. I hope you guys liked it. If there are any questions you want me to answer, I will answer you, or I will make a new video where I just answer questions if the demand is given. Just to let you know, at least in Germany, this laptop is currently out of stock due to very high demand, so you might need to wait to get a good deal on it. Bye guys.